Myself R. Amuda, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology from Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to discuss about recursion in Python. Here we are going to discuss about various contents in recursion or regarding introduction regarding the recursion, and then the various concepts, the example in Python, and the advantage and disadvantage of using recursion. Now we are going to discuss about recursion. Actually, recursion is a computer science technique for creating algorithms and for developing software. It is a programming approach in which a function that calls itself again and again until a specified condition is true. So it can be defined as a function that calls itself and it has a termination condition, or otherwise called a base condition. Now we are going to find the factorial program by using a recursion. In mathematics, the formula to find the factorial is n factorial equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. This is the formula. Now the same thing we are going to use for the recursion. So in this recursion program, we are going to find the 3 factorial. So the basic concept is the function we are going to use. Here is a function call. So whenever a function is called, it moves back to the function definition part. So inside this function definition part, so this is the function definition. DEF represent the definition keyword and factorial is the name of the function. So here I have defined the base criteria. The base criteria is whenever the n value is 0, it will return the value 1. The meaning is 0 factorial is equal to 1. If n value is not equal to 0, it will calculate the formula n into factorial of n minus 1. So first the user has to get the input n. So after getting the n value, it will call the function factorial and the n value will be substituted with 3. Now it will check whether n is equal to 0. If n is not equal to 0, it will use this formula, and for each iteration it will generate a term and a value. So the iteration repeats and it will continue until n is equal to 0. So when n is equal to 0, it will substitute 0 factorial is equal to 1 here in this formula, and it will again go back to this previous step and it will calculate the value for 1 factorial, and here it calculate the value for the 2 factorial and substitute the values here. Now it uses 3 into 2 and it gives the value of 6. So that value will be returned back to this place and it will print the value of n. So whenever we are giving the value n is equal to 3, it gives the answer factorial is equal to 6. Now we are going to discuss about advantage and disadvantage of using recursion. The first advantage is a recursion makes the code look very clean and elegant, and it produces a simpler and natural solution to the problem with less number of statements, and it is very useful for a branching process, and it is written with less number of statements and with a few variables. That is one advantage, and another advantage is it divides a complex task into a simpler sub problems. And the next one is the disadvantage. So in the disadvantage, it is difficult to understand the logic sometimes, and it is very expensive and hard to debug. So this is the advantage and disadvantage of using the recursion. Hope you all got some information regarding and idea about recursion and the way of writing the coding using the recursion, the advantage and disadvantages about recursion. Thank you.